What's up, guys? This is EJ Holland with the Wolverine.com, and Michigan has scored a surprising commitment on the recruiting trail. We'll talk about that here in a bit, but before we do, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, get notifications every time we drop new videos so you don't miss breaking news like this. And for even more Michigan recruiting coverage, you can head to the Wolverine.com today. Use the promo code UM1. $1 for 2 months gets you exclusive insider recruiting information so you can be ahead of breaking news. So again, use that promo code UM1. That's $1 for 2 months. All right, guys. So like I said, Michigan scoring a surprising commitment on the recruiting trail as 3-star interior offensive lineman Bear McWhorter has given the Wolverines a verbal pledge. Bear McWhorter is actually named after Bear Bryant. He grew up a lifelong Alabama fan, grew up in SEC territory down in the state of Georgia. The expectation was for him to end up at Alabama, especially, again, I mean, just growing up a Bama fan his whole life, being named after Bear Bryant, it just screams Alabama. And Alabama was trending for a while with Bear McWhorter. You know, the On3 recruiting prediction machine favored the Crimson Tide pretty heavily, but Michigan never gave up in this recruitment. The Wolverines did a fantastic job of getting McWhorter on campus multiple times, including right before the dead period. What's interesting is McWhorter actually visited Alabama after Michigan, right before the start of the dead period. So again, Bama got the last visit. It just seemed like all signs pointed to Bama, and Sharon Moore has continued to be personally invested in recruiting offensive linemen, and he personally led the way with McWhorter. Michigan offensive line coach Grant Newsome also did a great job of keeping in contact with McWhorter, building that relationship. But I think Sharon Moore deserves a lot of credit for beating out Alabama straight up for Bear McWhorter. He might not be the highest ranked guy. You see it, he's ranked as the number 38 interior offensive lineman and the number 415 overall prospect nationally, but he was a top priority for Bama. So this was a head-to-head win for Michigan for a kid in the South who was a lifelong Bama fan. That's a big deal for Michigan. And in Bear McWhorter, they're getting a very talented and possibly underrated interior offensive lineman. Our Ethan McDowell, who went to the Under Armour Atlanta camp a couple of weeks ago, came away extremely impressed with Bear McWhorter during his live evaluation. Said McWhorter has gotten bigger. He's a guy that's continuing to take the right steps to improve. He, I think, projects more as a true interior offensive lineman, especially having a height limitation at about 6'3". But he's a guy that's extremely physical in the interior. He's going to continue to add weight to his frame and get stronger over the next couple of years. But he already has the natural physicality, the natural want to and drive to put people in the dirt and finish off blocks. And if you're going to play in the interior of the offensive line at Michigan, you have to play with a mean streak. You have to be nasty. And when you look at McWhorter's film, he's a guy that does take pride in finishing blocks. So again, he might not be the highest ranked prospect, but for Michigan to take McWhorter this early tells you what they think about him as a prospect, because they have such a loaded interior offensive line board. There are so many names, you know, from Darius Gray to Zayden Krempin, that they're trending in a really positive direction with and are set to get on campus this spring and summer for official visits. So, you know, I think, it tells you what this staff thinks of McWhorter. They've been very, very high on him for a long time. Like I said, they got him on campus for multiple visits. So just a fantastic job by this staff winning him over. And it kind of starts setting the tone for 2026. You know, Michigan off to a bit of a slow start. This is the third commitment with McWhorter joining 3-star wide receiver Jalen Pyle and on 300 cornerback Brody Jennings. So Michigan starting to build a little bit of momentum here with the McWhorter commitment as we come out of the dead period and head to the spring visits, which will be big. Michigan is set to get several on 300 prospects on campus throughout spring practices and obviously into the spring game. So for more on that, you can stick here on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like this video, subscribe here for free, never miss notifications and breaking news like this, and we will see you guys next week.